We on live in about a few seconds. There we go. We are live back at it again with another. Why not? Back at it again with Brown Central. We might have another couple of guests if they want to join. But just kind of like do whatever we want. We'll take some questions. Who knows? Maybe even look into things that you guys want us to look into. And yeah. So, oh my gosh, the live just started. I don't even understand. I thought I started live. Oh, whatever. Well, guys, we are going to be doing, of course, another great live with Brown Centrals here. And we're just going to be taking questions. And maybe if you guys want, we can look into your stuff and our thoughts on something in case we don't know it. And yeah, we're just talking football, whatever we want, I guess, whatever you guys want as well. We might have a surprise guest or two in if they want to join. But yeah, I guess let's get this started. So, what do you want to talk about first, Brown Central?
Um, I let's talk about anything, bro. We could do our own little playoff bracket if you wanted to.
All right. I'm down for that. Playoff bracket. NFL 2021. I'll see if I can find one that I can just like put it in,
Okay.
and I'll share
Um,
it like on the screen
yeah.
if I can. NFL 2021 playoff bracket simulator, maybe. Maybe I'll find me something. Oh, here we go. Playoff predictor.
Oh,
It's not just I found one, but it's like super weird. Like
we got 2 viewers right now. Hey, let's
you
get
got
this
two.
party started. Oh, one pride's in here.
Yo, what up, One Pride? Welcome to the den. Most overrated team in the NFC and AFC. NFC, I'm gonna go New Orleans. I feel like everyone's just kind of playing New Orleans. They have two questionable quarterbacks, and I don't know. I don't feel like the Saints are as stacked as people think they are. All they have at
I
receiver is all they have at receiver is Michael Thomas, and yes, they also have Alvin Kamara. But if their quarterback isn't good enough, I don't think that they'll be amazing offensively. I mean, their defense is always going to be good regardless. Dennis Allen is a great defensive coordinator, but I don't know. I just feel like it might be different this year. For the AFC, I'm personally going to have to go with, let's see, who's my team for the AFC? That's kind of hard. ESPN.com. Let's go ahead look at all the teams. If I'm going
uh
AFC, I'm going to probably go the Baltimore Ravens, actually.
I would agree with that one.
Yeah, I just, the Ravens, all they have right now, they've been relying so much on Lamar on the run game and I feel like Lamar's getting figured out. Last year, he didn't even reach 3,000 yards, and what if people figure him out even more this next upcoming season? I don't know. I feel like it's going to really ruin their team because the run game has been exactly everything for their team, and their defense
Mhm.
I think is going to be good, but they've also regressed with the loss of oh shoot, what was his name? Baltimore Ravens. He was a big time free agent. He had like 9.5 sacks last year. Do you know who I'm talking about?
What'd you say?
Do you know they lost this really good pass rusher they had in free agency last year? What was his name?
I don't
Uh,
know.
let me find it. Matt Judon. That's who it was. They just lost Matt Judon,
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay,
and
okay.
yeah, I don't know. It's
Okay. So for me, NFC, it's going to be the Rams. There's so much hype behind Stafford. Honestly, I don't think job done in Los Angeles. Yes, he has Cooper Cup, semi decent, like over average tight end. But I don't think Los Angeles is going to do it because, fir- first of all, Sean McVay's regressing. It's been proven that he is. And yeah, so I just don't think Los Angeles is going to be able to pull out anything this year. That, like, I think they'll be a top 10 team, but they won't be. Super Bowl contenders like everyone else is saying they are. For AFC, I'll probably agree with you with the Baltimore Ravens. There's so much Lamar Jackson. He's a running back at playing quarterback. So, and they haven't made it far enough into the playoffs for me to believe in him. So,
I 100% agree. Let's see. I can't find a playoff predictor simulator, but yeah. So One Pride says New England for his AFC team and the Rams. So he agrees with you on that. And One Pride 40 says no Rams house. No, Rams house is not here right now. He might come later if he wants. I've invited a couple people to join, but it's just kind of like a do whatever. This wasn't really planned. Just kind of felt like doing it. So I don't know. If they come, they come. Hopefully they can. And I appreciate the 2 viewers in here. So yeah. Let's see. I don't know. My big thing is also I don't think the Ravens really got anyone that's really all that helpful for Lamar. I don't think Rashad Bateman really fits Lamar. Lamar doesn't have this huge arm like a Matthew Stafford and or Patrick Mahomes, and Rashad Bateman is more of this contested catch guy than he is a yards after the catch guy. And so I kind of thought they'd go after like a yak guy instead of a, like a contested catch guy because they already got a contested catch guy in Sammy Watkins. And so I thought maybe, and they even have another guy who's pretty solid at it, in Mark Andrews. So I thought they'd maybe just get another guy to pair up with Marquise Brown and who was taller or faster and get yards after the catch. But I guess that wasn't the case. And Sammy Watkins is only good for like a couple of games, but I don't know. Hey, okay. Yeah. Now, who's the most underrated in the AFC and NFC? Uh,
underrated NFC, I'll probably give that. I'm biased, and I want to give it to the Arizona Cardinals. People are saying they're going to go 8-9 this year, and I see them having a winning season. And I see them making it to the wild card. Only because Kyler Murray is underrated. For some reason, people don't like OU quarterbacks, which is funny. But yeah, they acquired J.J. Watt in the offseason. They acquired A.J. Green. 2 really good pickups. I mean, like, yeah, true. You could argue J.J. Watt's not like as good anymore because he's not, but he's still an elite edge. Like, and AFC underrated. I'll probably give that to Tennessee. I think Tennessee is going to be really good this year. Either Tennessee or Indianapolis. I'll give the underrated to. Tennessee, first of all, they just picked up Julio Jones, one of the most elite receivers in the league. Ryan Tannehill is a great quarterback. He's easily top 10. They've got easily top 15 receiver. Their defense is the only thing I'm worried about.
free there? Or is that me? I think that's probably me. Um, I would say for me, with the NFC and AFC, I personally think it is I think it's the Carolina Panthers. I know we already kind of talked about it yesterday, but they already got 2 great receivers in DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. They already got Terrace Marshall. They got Christian McCaffrey. The only question mark is Sam Darnold. And I want to bring up a point for you real quick. Sam Darnold in the
It's
2019
trash.
season. How do we know he's trash? His coaches have been Todd Boyle and Adam Gase, and he had no O-line, and all he had was Jamison Crowder the last 3
He was a
years.
mediocre college QB too. So
Man, maybe he was mediocre, but he was still good nonetheless. And so he's got that talent. And I want to show you something in the 2019 year real quick. Um, and so I don't know. It's just Sam had in 2019 he had a really good like 7 game streak, Let me see if I can find it real quick. And I think it's a good example of how good he can be. So if you go from New York to Buffalo, you had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 2 loss ratio with Gase as his quarterback. As his head coach. He had some really good games. He didn't have a bad game in that stretch other than Cincinnati. But he had a game with 7.7 yards per
But
throw,
but you
9.8,
always gotta
10.1.
look at you always have to look at his stats, bro. Like 2019, he threw for 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. He had a 45.6 QB rating, was 61% on completion percentage.
Mhm.
He
Well,
was he has not been good. The highest QB rating he has had was his rookie year, and that was 45.9.
I agree. I'm not a huge Sam Darnold person, but he has shown potential. I mean, through that, if you go from the stretch of the Giants to Buffalo, he had a 315-yard game with 2 touchdowns, a 4-touchdown game versus Washington with nearly 300 yards, and he's just had good games in there. The only teams that really beat him was the almighty Lamar Jackson Ravens, and then he had one bad game against Cincinnati. And the rest he played good against. I mean, he even did good against. He beat Josh Allen. I mean, well, not Josh Allen, but he beat the Bills in the final game of the season. And 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He had 13 touchdowns to 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 interceptions. 13 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. That's a pretty good touchdown pick ratio from there. The reason his stats were so bad was at the beginning of the season where he threw 4 interceptions versus New England. Everyone remembers that game, the ghost game. And an interception versus Dallas, and he didn't play well. I think if you take away the first 4 weeks, he honestly had a pretty solid season.
But you can't take away the first 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know, but that's because we know. That's I'm just saying he's shown potential. I'm not saying he was or is good in New England. I mean, sorry, not New England, New York. But I'm saying he's shown potential to at least be an average or above average quarterback and win games. You catch my drift there? I'm not saying he's elite or
I don't
maybe
even
the
think he's the
franchise.
best QB on that team, in my opinion.
You think PJ Walker is better?
No, I think Will Greer is better. He was an elite NCAA quarterback, bro. His final year with West Virginia, he threw for 3,800 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Had a 175.5 rating and
Very
was
true.
67 completion percentage. And they haven't given him a real chance. They gave him one game and he threw 3 interceptions. But then again, that was against a stacked Indianapolis Colts defense.
Yeah. But he hasn't shown anything in the NFL because all he's done is throw picks. Even in his New Orleans game, he threw an interception on 8 throws.
He has, but you got to keep in mind he only has 52 pass attempts in the NFL. That's not near enough to show anything.
That's very true. That's a reasonable answer. But at the same time, you also got to acknowledge by Sam also played for a terrible USC team in general. I don't know, but
Rams house is in the chat.
I mean, it's true. Very, very, very good. But I don't know. I just think the Panthers are better than people realize. I'm not saying they're going to be a playoff team, but they also got themselves some really nice pieces on that young defense. They got Yetur Gross-Matos, which if anyone remembers, he was a pretty good draft prospect. They got Brian Burns, Braven Roy, Derek Brown, Hassan Riddick. Riddick killed it last year. Dante Jackson's one of the more underrated corners. They drafted J.C. Horn. They signed A.J. Boye, and we'll see what happens if he plays. They got a good slot in Keith Taylor. Well, at least he was good in college. I guess I can't say good. But then they have Jeremy Chin, who was a defensive player of the year. I feel like they have some potential to actually be a pretty good job. But I don't know. And then for AFC, I think my underrated team, I'm personally going to go with. Oh, it's hard. A lot of the teams that our media has is a lot of teams I have. You know what? Freak it. I'm going to go with it. I think it could be the New York Jets.
For what? Underrated?
Yeah, I think they could be the second place team in their division.
You're crazy.
I content. I got to get the views, man. Okay.
You're
Come on.
crazy.
Okay. Hear me out. Hear me out. What
I
was
don't
the
know if I can
biggest
hear you out
excuse?
on this one.
Okay. What was the biggest argument that Sam Darnold stands and Jets fans had for him? It was the O line,
Injury
right? Just about for any
and
quarterback, right?
injury.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. And injury, but their O line totally got improved over the offseason.
Rams house says we still on this Panthers BS. Let's talk about an NFL team. Forget this XFL team.
All right. But left tackle, they got Mekhi Becton, and he'll hopefully have a better sophomore year. Elijah Vera Tucker was drafted in the first round. Great guard. Connor McGovern's a pretty dang good center. Greg Van Ross, solid right guard. Development of Becton. And then you got Zach Wilson, who did a fantastic job at BYU. But Tevin Coleman, Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson had a great year last year. Tevin Coleman's a good receiver. Corey Davis had a good year last year. Denzel Mims has a lot of potential. You yourself say you really like Denzel Mims.
Yeah, I do. He
Jamison
plays
Crowder,
amazing at Baylor.
yeah. Elijah Moore, Jamison Crowder. Zach Wilson's got himself some weapons. And they got himself an actual, probably, I could bet you money, Robert Sala is a better head coach than Adam Gase.
So I want to ask you a question. Who do you think this year's uh, NFL Rookie of the Year will be?
I think it's a battle between Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson, personally.
Give me Zach Wilson.
You think it's going to be Zach Wilson?
Yeah, I do, and I'll tell you why. So it's obviously is going into Jacksonville, and honestly, I think between these two teams, it's kind of obvious. Jets are the better team still. Jacksonville had a decent draft in my opinion because why would they pick up Travis Etienne? Like, there's no reason for that pickup.
True.
They look so stupid doing that, and it kind of made me mad. I was like, I sent you that meme right after they picked him of Trevor Lawrence with a gun to uh, the GM's head and saying pick Travis Etienne. That was amazing. But
Mm.
yeah, so yes, Rams house. Jets are a better team
And
than
last year,
Jags.
100%. I mean, I don't see. Don't think they could have gotten better with the additions of Tevin Coleman and Ty Johnson. That's an instant upgrade over Bell. You got Zach Wilson, who's in my opinion a far better quarterback than Sam Darnold. They got Corey Davis, which is an upgrade over nobody last than Jamison Crowder. Denzel Mims will be healthy, so we might actually get to see stuff from him.
And
They went ahead and what?
Jacksonville is kind of stupid. Why would you draft a QB when you have Minshew Magic, baby?
Oh yeah, man, for sure.
I
Yeah,
was
I
joking, by
just
the way, Rams house, before you go crazy.
yeah. I just don't think this Jets team could be better. Oh yeah, 100. The Jets are 100% better of a team than the Jags. They got themselves a far better offense. The defense is questionable, but
Yeah.
I think Carl Austin, Williams, Sheldon Rankins aren't terrible, and Vinny Curry's solid. And if CJ Mosley can actually be on the field, that'd be pretty cool too. Um, and I mean they got some. The only question marks I have for them is their cornerback core. I mean it really is awful, but I feel like they're going to be kind of like a surprise team, and they could go like 8, 8, 9, or what would be 9, 9, and 8. Now is that it? 9 and 8. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
17
what it would be.
games.
Bro, I'm gonna have to get used to the 17 game thing. I keep wanting to say 16 and like those kind of deals. I don't see that at all. Rams house. Connor McGovern is a pretty solid center. I'm not saying he's like Frank Ragnow level, but like he's a solid center. I mean, 2020 is really the only year where I think he's really bad. I mean, 2019 he only allowed one sack on over 1,000 snaps and had a 72.0 PFF grade. I mean, I don't potential. I don't see how Connor McGovern's potential when he's been good most every year, but 2020. I mean,
The only thing I'm worried about for the New York Jets is who are you putting in if Zach Wilson gets injured?
oh yeah,
You got James Morgan
let's
and Mike
go.
White.
Yeah. And what are you talking about potential? I mean, the only player whose potential I'm really talking about is Vera Tucker. I mean, Becton was one of the better rookie tackles last year, according to all teams. But really, Corey Davis is a proven player. Tevin Coleman is a proven player. Ty Johnson is a proven player. Jamison Crowder is a proven player. Denzel Mims and Vera Tucker are the only players I'm really talking about potential. Morgan Moses is proven was proven for Washington. He was one of their only good old linemen. The only players I've
Mhm.
really said are potential are Becton, Tucker, and Mims. The rest are all proven besides for Moore, I guess. But I didn't even really talk about Elijah Moore. I forgot about him.
And Denzel Mims in 2020 averaged 15 per catch.
Yeah, and he was just hurt.
Yeah.
Their defense is a team full of proven players. Carl Lawson is a proven player. He was one of the more sought out edge. Sheldon Rankins, when healthy, is good. Quinn Williams is good. Vinny Curry is solid. Mosley, when he's actually playing, is good. Jared Davis is a solid player as a pass rusher. Their safety core, Marcus May, is a good safety. The team isn't full of potential,
Yeah.
but I don't know. But I don't. Tevin Coleman is trash. I don't think Tevin Coleman is trash. He's a solid player. I mean, he's had himself some really good games. I mean, he's averaged 4 yards per carry his entire career. In 2019, he had 554 yards and 6 touchdowns. That's not trash. I'm not saying he's not trash. He had 800 yards and 4 touchdowns in Atlanta while rotating in with Devontae Freeman. Is he elite? No, but is he proven trash? Absolutely not. I don't know where you got that from. And Ty Johnson had himself a pretty good year. I could see him do something. Yeah. Well, Jets will be second pick in 22. I don't really see that, honestly. I mean, they could, but y'all got to real. What the Jets have the exact same argument we have for the Lions. What's the main reason we say the Jets sucked? Adam Gase and Sam Darnold. Okay, they're gone. Now they got Zach Wilson and Robert Saleh. So why aren't we giving the same due process for the Lions as we are the Jets? I don't understand it. Based on what PFF. Well, yeah, of course they were 29th. I'm saying 2021 Rams. Their 2020 O line was different. They didn't have Vera Tucker or Morgan Moses. All they had was Becton and McGovern, really. And I think Greg Van Rotten. Was Rotten on the team last year? Yeah, okay, yeah. Greg Van Rotten. And he was all right. He was pretty good. But not great. But now they added in Vera Tucker, and they have another development year of Becton, and they added Morgan Moses. This is a different O line than 2020. You can literally come on right now, Rams House. I mean, I can send you a Discord link. I mean, I said you guys can join wherever you want. You just have to tell me. Oh, that guy's a pencil. But I don't know. As a starting our running back, he will be trash. He'll be solid. He's only been solid his entire career. I'm not saying he's going to be elite. It's just going to be better than Le'Veon Bell.
Who's that?
Exactly. I mean, he's never done anything but little production as a secondary option, more than Bell. They didn't upgrade like the Lions did. You're comparing apples to dog turds. I don't really fully agree with that. I mean, just because they didn't add a Penei Sewell type tackle doesn't mean they didn't have a similar offseason. They got a new receiver. We got two. They also added in two new receivers, Elijah Moore and Corey Davis. They didn't. They added in a new tight end, Tyler Croft, via free agency. They brought in a new lineman. They brought in Elijah Vera Tucker, and then they brought in Morgan Moses. I mean, they've had a very good offseason, in my opinion. They got themselves a good starting right tackle, a good left guard. They got themselves two new good receivers, most likely, at least with Elijah Moore. They defensive tackle and Sheldon Rankins, a solid edge rusher. And I don't see how they haven't had an offseason. That's just not statistically true at all. Coleman has less than 600 yards. He was hurt last year, wasn't he? pretty dang sure he was hurt. Cause I know, he only had 28 rushing attempts last year, Rams House. He only played 8 games. That's not a very fair thing to say. I hope you feel better, Rams House. He had the yards, not just the yards per carry. He even had the touchdowns. I mean, he's not trash. I don't know why you're saying he's trash. There's no statistics to your argument. But then again, they might take a quarterback because the Eagles are dumb. hey. Actually, I
Hey,
disagree.
chill
If
out,
the
bro.
Eagles,
Enough of the Eagle slander.
well, and if the Eagles are at rank number 2, it probably means Jalen Hurts sucked. If Jalen Hurts was good, they wouldn't be second overall, most likely.
Hey, does John Kapler want to join us?
If he wants to, I can send him a link in Discord. We will pick 72nd and what? I don't understand what you're saying there. They will have a battle line and no run game. They don't have a battle line anymore. You're comparing the 2020 to the 2021. I mean, you got to realize that that this team is not the same. Morgan Moses wasn't there. Barry Tucker wasn't there. Becton was a rookie. He'll get better, just like Jonah Jackson will get better this season. Just like how Frank Ragnow, who will have the most pressures as an interior lineman his rookie year did. They get better. Goff's unproven. That's good, but he sucked the last 2 years, and you just blame McVay. The quarterback is just as unproven. I mean, in fact, there's more projection for Wilson than there is Goff. Goff has had a bad 2 years. How
Facts.
come he's this proven quarterback, right? I don't know. I don't see that. No. But in regards to the Eagles topic, I mean, once again, do you agree? If Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, they won't be the second overall pick?
Agree. So I actually think that Jalen Hurts
Team
will
that,
have a much
that
better
got
year
better.
this year, especially with Devontae Smith. Yeah, and even though Devontae Smith, I don't think he'll do like amazing in the NFL. It'll be another threat that he can use.
Mhm. I never said
Do
availability
we
would
want
matter.
to? I'm trying to think.
I
I
never
was
said
gonna
availability.
say, do you want to
You can talk.
give? Do you want to give your 7 teams for the AFC and 7 teams for the NFC, and we'll predict which every here we can go from AFC down to NFC, pick who wins the conference. Not conference wins the division for each division. All 8. We can each pick. We'll go one at a time.
All right. I just want to address this one thing real quick. Tevin Coleman's had one
Okay.
starting year, House. He's only to say he's averaged less than 500 yards per season just isn't fair, considering the fact he's been rotating behind Devontae Freeman all his life, and he only had one season as a starter, and then got hurt this last year. Of course, he hasn't averaged more than 500 when he's been behind at the year top 12 running back in Devontae Freeman, and then he had a good year in San Francisco. I mean, I don't really understand what you're really saying here. I mean, you got to realize that this guy, I'm not saying he's like this elite running back. I'm not saying he's a great running back. I'm saying he's a good running back. He's an improvement over Bell. I'm not saying he's going to be a game changer, but he is far better than Le'Veon Bell was at all for the Jets. I don't understand why you're acting like, yes, Goff is unproven. What has he proved the last 2 years? If you're saying he's good, if you have the 17-18, yes, he was good, but then he's also sucked these last 2 years. He hasn't proved anything. In fact, he's had more bad seasons than good seasons because he's sucked his rookie year. I'm not saying Goff is not a good quarterback, or I don't think he'll be good, but to say he's not unproven is not true. We don't know what's going to happen with Goff. He will make Goff might not do well this next season. I don't. He's not proven. A proven quarterback, we would say, oh yeah, he's going to be good next year for sure. That's a proven quarterback. 1 Texans, 2 Eagles, 3 Jets, 4 Bengals, 5 Bears. I can get behind that for the most part. Yeah. The Jets
I
very well
can't.
could be there. You guys got to realize
I
we're
can't.
not saying these teams are definitely going to be good. It's just they're teams to maybe look out for. They're not. I mean, the Jets could be the normal Jets. I'm just saying they're a team that could be an underrated team out of nowhere. Look at he's the worst starting RB in the NFL. Look at right.
I will
Based
agree
on
with
what?
Rams house on this one.
But yeah, I mean, there's a difference between playing in the NFL and also being good. We don't know what Goff is anymore. I don't. He's been bad for 2 seasons and elite for 2 years. I don't know what we don't know what Goff's stat line could possibly be next year. It's honestly like having a rookie, is it not? He's with a new team. He's had bad years the last 2 years. I mean, it's almost like he is a rookie because we don't know. We don't. Is it really the fault of Sean McVay? Like me and Rams House think it is, or is it because Goff was actually just a bad quarterback? It's he's as improving as you could get right now, other than being I
Okay.
guess a rookie.
Yes, I love this comment.
The Bengals will pick up 4 and pick another wide receiver. I agree. Good non good faith arguments. Right, you too, Rams House. What up, brother? Pretty dang good. All right,
All right.
what's your playoff thing?
Okay. So we'll start with the AFC East. I think this one's pretty obvious for the most part. It's Buffalo. That's my prediction for that, just because Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, bro. They're one of the most elite quarterback wide receiver duos in the league.
Mm-hmm.
The only
So
thing
you
I
think
worry
that?
about with Buffalo is their defense.
Mm-hmm. What do you think their record's going to be?
Um, Give me 12-5.
Okay. And any other teams in the AFC East that makes the playoffs?
Okay, I'll give me Miami as a wild card.
Okay. What would their record be? 10 wins, 9 wins, 8 wins?
Give me 10 wins,
Okay.
because I think Miami, they barely missed the playoffs last year, and that was with a hurt. Well, first half of the year hurt Tua, was playing with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Then for some reason they benched Ryan Fitzpatrick for Tua, which didn't make sense. But they want, like I said, they barely missed the playoffs, and they've improved on both sides of the ball this offseason. So I could see it, and that's their team in that conference I could see giving Buffalo a run for their money.
Yeah. 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 Um, I don't know. It's just a team that I think can be good. Um, what about AFC North for you?
Wait, did you
Can
say
you
you
hear
agree
me?
with AFC East?
I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go first.
Wait, so do you agree with
Yeah.
AFC
Well,
East then?
I don't perfectly agree with it, but I think I just can't
Okay.
really pick the AFC East. I like all the teams this year for the AFC East after Buffalo for contenders, but I could see it. I'm gonna let you choose
Okay.
all your stuff first, then we'll go after.
Okay. AFC North, obviously, the Browns. The Pittsburgh Steelers falling off, as we know it. They've got a 70-year-old quarterback. Cincinnati decided not to get an O line because why would they? Why would they be smart? That's not a smart thing to do. Is get an O line for. Yeah, Jamar Chase, sure, amazing receiver, one of the best receivers ever to play in college, but still, come on, bro. So give me Cleveland Browns. If a wild card were to happen in this AFC North, it would be Ravens. AFC South, give me Tennessee Titans and Indianapolis Colts in the playoffs. I'll go ahead and pick the Titans to win the division. Jacksonville and Texans, they just both suck so bad, especially with Deshaun Watson out. C West, obviously, I'm going to reigning uh, that made it to the Super Bowl. Give me the Chiefs. If a wild card were to happen, has gotten a whole lot better this offseason. Justin Herbert, he's just going to be amazing like he was last year. NFC West, see, this one's a hard one. Um, this one's kind of unpredictable because all four of these teams are a boom or bust. But honestly, give me Arizona. I love Kyler Murray. I love what he's doing. They got D Hop. They've got Christian Kirk. They've got AJ Green. Uh, yeah, so I'll go ahead and pick Cardinals for that second place in the division, maybe wild card. Give me the Seattle Seahawks. NFC South. Go ahead and give me the Bucks. Obviously, I'll take the Buccaneers. And just because all of their starters are coming back. So they are obviously going to be second favorite to win the Super Bowl because Chiefs got a new O line. And for wild card, give me New Orleans Saints. I just don't see Carolina or Atlanta coming out with more than 11 wins this season. NFC North is also another hard one. I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Vikings to win the division. I just think that they're gonna be amazing this year with Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson developing their relationship even more with Adam Thielen there. Green Bay. I mean, give me Detroit for wild card if anything. I got you. And NFC East. Oh, buddy. We love this conference, huh? For NFC East, go ahead and give me the Dallas Cowboys. Only because Dak, if he stays healthy this year, they're obviously going to be the best team in the division. I'm biased towards the Philadelphia Eagles, but I just don't see them coming in second. I could see them coming in third. Give me Washington at second in that division. Okay, go ahead, good sir.
Um, I don't know. It's just I kind of I'm gonna agree with you. Okay, here I'll make it more clear. I want you to say all your division stuff, and then I'll go after you, and then I'll kind of
I
remark on
did.
what you said. Oh, okay. Um, for AFC East for me, I'm gonna go with number one Buffalo, 12 wins like you did, and I'm gonna go New England at 2 with 10 wins, but only
Ooh.
if they start Mac Jones because I
And they're
think their
not going to
offense
do
is.
that. Their starter for week 1 will be Cam Newton.
Eh, we'll see. Okay, Bill Belichick has said they're having a full-on quarterback competition, from what I've heard.
I know, but it'll end up being Cam for week 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it will, personally. I don't think the Patriots really believe in Cam Newton all that much. I mean, I guess they did resign him. I don't know. I don't think Bill Belichick's the type of guy to just start someone just because he's the big name or they're going to go with best. But I don't know. I just think I like Mac a little bit more than Cam right now because Cam went, what, he had 4 touchdowns and 10 picks? Is that what he had?
If I want to be honest with you,
And
like
10
either.
picks. I don't like either, but I think Mac Jones is a much, much better fit. I mean, this is a New England team that made Matt Castle look good before and made Jimmy Garoppolo look like a really good quarterback as well. So I think they can at least make Mac manageable. I don't know. And I also just think the Patriots are a lot better built to win than they were last year. They added in Matt Judon. They added
I don't know
in.
what you mean. They had an elite quarterback with Jarrett Stidham, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they also have Damian Harris. They have Damian Harris who can be good. They also got an underrated player in Rahamdre Stevenson. They got Sony Michelle.
Andre.
Jacoby Myers was a great player last year. Nelson Aguilar had a great year. Um, and I also really like Hunter Henry. They also have Jonnu Smith. They have the best head coach in football. They added in Matt Judon, as I stated earlier. They got Kyle Van Noy back.
You think
I
he's
just
better
kind of
than
like
Sean
them this year.
McVay? I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I
All
just think
right.
that they got some good.
Okay. You gonna go AFC North?
Going to be fantastic, but the fact that they
Oh,
can contend for the spot. It's why I said earlier it's underrated and can, not that they will. It's a can scenario, and I just
yeah.
think the Patriots are more likely. I mean, I think people forget they went 7-9 with no receivers and Cam Newton playing horribly, and they didn't
Julian
get.
Edelman. I'm just kidding.
Well, Elman was hurt all year, wasn't he, last year?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, he
he was
was.
out all year, I think. Yeah, all they had was a defense, and they went 7-9. So I think with a more healthy team, I think the Patriots will be a 10-win team. Then for the next division on here, I think it says I'm gonna go with the Browns, number one. I think they're gonna get 12 wins. My biggest thing is I think they could get more wins than any other division, but it's a really tough division. But my thing is, the Browns are really stacked everywhere, other than maybe linebacker. I think at this point,
Yeah, that's their only weak position.
and they still got a good one in Sion in there, and I think Anthony
Talkie
Walker
talkie.
might be a pretty solid player. Yeah, and they still got players who are still solid player, and we could see JOK, but it's impossible to predict what a rookie linebacker is. And I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just a team that they have a good spot everywhere, and even like stats wise, this team is just scary. Miles Garrett was on a rampage with sacks and pressures, and Clowney he at least takes up double teams. I know he's not exactly the elite player everyone wants him to be or that he was picked to be, but he's still a good player. But I don't
Yeah.
know. I just think this team is really solid everywhere, and I think they can get there. It's just having a tough division. And then for my number two spot, I'm just going to go Baltimore until I
Yeah.
know that Lamar can get stopped, officially, statistics wise, and everything. I mean, last year he didn't even reach 3,000 yards. He had a regression and everything. Um, he definitely had himself a good statistical year, and yeah, and I don't know if we go to the AFC South, um, we go we go to the I think it's a battle between the Colts and Titans. I think this is statistically true. But I'm gonna go with the Titans because Carson Wentz, he's statistically not that good. I mean, he really struggled last year. He got outshined by Jalen Hurts, and until I know he can recover and at least return to his MVP form, I think he's gonna. I can't give him the spot over Tannehill, who had 40 touchdowns to 7 interceptions last year in total.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the Titans are a good team, and I really like what they're doing. And then I don't know. I just think I like what they're doing there. And then Indianapolis, they got everything but the proven quarterback, and
Yeah.
I can't give it to them. And
And I
then
I even think that Carson Wentz won't even start at Indianapolis after a few games.
yeah,
I I really like Sam Ellinger, honestly.
yeah,
And I'm an OU fan, so that's saying something.
hmm well, yeah, yeah. I think they just got some stuff. I don't know. They're definitely gonna go with Wentz because they had the big trade. So I don't think Ellinger is gonna go, and Ellinger's like a sixth round pick, so I doubt they'll go with him. But yeah, I think there's some good stuff there. And then for the AFC West, um, it's obviously going to be Kansas City. I don't think anyone really debates that. But I'll probably go Chargers. I know that's a popular thing, but statistically, that this team is just really beautiful looking there.
Yeah.
They added in
And their
Rashawn
media
Slater.
team is hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone loves their media team. Well, and also, if we look, they got some pretty good players in that team. They got Justin Herbert, who was insane last year. I mean, yes, there's sophomore slumps, but I don't see him having a sophomore slump when he has a good coach like Staley.
Mhm.
They got Austin Eckler, who's a good pass catching back, and even a pretty good run one at that. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, those are some pretty good players there. Jared Cook, Cook, sorry, not Crook, is a pretty good player, and I think he can be around Hunter Henry's level, but he is older, so who knows? They added Corey Linsley, they got Brian Beluga, they added Rashawn Slater, Ode Abushi was solid for the Lions last year, so I think he'll be a good right guard. Their defense, on the other hand, it's pretty good. I mean, Kenneth Murray was I know he had some missed tackle problems, but I think he'll clean that up. and I think he'll be a pretty good player, especially with Staley once again as a team. Kaiser White, he's a solid player. Joey Bosa is an elite pass rusher. I like the Chargers. I'm gonna give him 10 wins. How about you? Isn't that what you said too, right?
Yeah, I said 10 wins for the Chargers.
Okay. And then moving on to the NFC East, it's a battle between Washington and Dallas for me. But I'm gonna give Washington. I don't know. It's very hard. Dallas has the explosive offense, but I question their defense. Whereas Washington, I think, has a balanced offense and a good defense.
A balanced offense.
Well, they have a really good run game with Antonio Gibson,
All
and they
right.
got
Hey.
Scary Terry and Curtis Samuel,
Okay.
and I really
But
like Dion Brown.
who's their reliable quarterback?
I guess it's a fair point. Fitzpatrick and Taylor
It's
H
not
is
Fitzpatrick.
yeah, yeah, that's very true, and that's the reason I'm having such a hard time. It's why I want to give it to Dallas and all that right now. It's
That's
just
the reason
I'm
I
very
gave it to Dallas. Dak plus his top 3 receiving core with CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, and Amari Cooper. That's going to be scary.
that's true. But do you not remember how good their offense was with Dak? Yet they barely had a winning record. Weren't they like 3-2?
Yeah, but they also got some upgrades in defense this offseason.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I I'm gonna give it to the Cowboys because I am a big Dak fan. I know he gets a lot of hate, but I think he's good. And they got, like you said, a top receiver core. Their own line should be healthy this year. I know a large reason why their own line wasn't fantastic last year was injury. Their defense with DeMarcus Lawrence as their leading pass rusher. They got Micah Parsons, who I did like as a draft process. Leighton Vander Esch, my BSU heart must follow, of course. Trayvon Diggs is in there. I think I'm going to give him. I think they can do it. 11 wins. So that's what now. It's 11-6 now with the new rules.
Yeah.
And then I can't choose, but I think Washington will probably go 8-9 or
So here's
9.
the thing. Here's my problem with what you just predicted is you just predicted 11 wins for the Dallas Cowboys when you only predicted 12 for the Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns. That's my only problem.
It's because I don't think the Cowboys. I think it's going to be a tough division. I mean, last year it was tough,
But
and
look, the Cowboys play Tampa Bay, they play New England, Minnesota, Kansas City, New Orleans, Arizona. I think they take at least 6 losses. At least. And so I would give them at most 10 wins.
I guess I can say that.
And they always lose to Philly every year at least once.
That is honestly very fair. Yeah, I'm going to go 10. You're right. I don't know. It's just I agree. Yeah, 100%. 10 wins. It's just I was kind of looking at the division and I was kind of basing it off that most. Probably not the smartest thing, but
Yeah.
I don't know. And then we move on to the NFC North. Uh, with Aaron Rodgers, they'd for one, of course, but right now it's not looking like he's there at 11 wins because I think they're going to be a better team than they were normally. And at number 2, I think I'm gonna give it to the Packers until I know that the Lions are proven, right? I gotta know if Goff's gonna play well. I gotta know if our defense is gonna improve. We have no idea if that defense. I mean, I think it's gonna be better, right? As a Lions fan, I want to say it's 2 or 1. But statistically, I gotta it's hard. I want to give it to them. But the Packers are the more proven team. And until I can say that, I'm gonna put the Lions at 3 with 7 or 8 wins. But I'm going to give the top spot to the Vikings at 11 and Packers with either 10 or 9. I can't choose records right now, but NFC South, um, Atlanta, Carolina, New Orleans, and Tampa. I think number 1 is going to be Tampa. Tampa Bay, they won the Super Bowl last year and got like all their starters resigned. They're probably going to be a top last year they got 11-5, but I think they'll improve to 12-4 since there's not going to be a proven quarterback at New Orleans. I'm going to go number 2 at New Orleans because although I think the Carolina Panthers are an underrated team, I cannot give them provability. It's like I said earlier, it's an underrated team that could surprise, but I'm going to give the Saints it because they're proven. They at least are a mostly good team. And Jameis Winston versus Taysom Hill, I feel like whoever's going to be out there is at least going to be solid enough. They had what were they, 5-0 with Teddy Bridgewater? Wasn't that their record?
Yep.
If they can go 5-0 with Teddy Bridgewater, I feel like they can at least get to the playoffs with Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. I feel like they'll be fine there. So that's kind of my thing for the Saints right now. In there, so I think I'll go there. Tampa gets there at 12. New Orleans get there at either 9 or 10. Carolina goes 7. Atlanta goes 3-4. For the NFC West, I'm going to put the number 1 team as this. I'm gonna go the Seattle Seahawks. They got Russell Wilson. They got the running game of Chris Carson. They got the receivers. Tyler Lockett's a really underrated player. Like that guy's fantastic. DK Metcalf is a top 7 receiver. Do you agree?
You said what?
Do you agree that DK Metcalf is a top 7 receiver?
Give me top 10.
Top 10. All right. And I do question our line, but Russell has gotten 10 and 11 wins without a good line before. Their defense questionable, but I don't know. It's just I have a lot of faith in the Seahawks offense. I think the defense will slightly also be a bit better because I also think Jordan Brooks had an underratedly good year. I think Bobby Wagner had an underratedly good year. I think Akila Witherspoon will be an improvement in the slot. They got 2 good safety. You know, Blitzboy is a bit overrated. They got Alden Smith, who played pretty good for the Seahawks. They got a player everyone's forgetting about, Daryl Taylor and Carlos Dunlap. And the reason I say this is I'm not confident in the Rams because Matthew Stafford is not done as well with a battle line. I'm not a huge believer in Sean McVay. Do not okay. Rams House pointed this out when I talked to him about Matthew Stafford versus the Rams. Matthew Stafford does not have himself a contested catch receiver over there. When Matthew Stafford's play, every area would go from Schwartz to Patricia. He's big and long arms. In the Schwartz era, he had Calvin Johnson. In the Caldwell era, he had Marvin Jones and then Kenny Galladay. And in Patricia, he had Kenny Galladay the entire time. LA doesn't have a Kenny Galladay or Marvin Jones or Calvin Johnson. And I'm a bit concerned about what's going to happen up there with the Rams. And their defense, I don't know, is that a product of Staley, or is it a product of Brandon Staley because Aaron Donald's been on the team before Wade Phillips and they went from average to top. I think they're still going to be good, but I don't believe it's going to be enough to carry them. And that's kind of my predictions there, I guess. I don't know who's going to go to the win playoff games and Super Bowls because I don't know the seeds, but yeah, that's mine.
Super Bowl, I could tell you right now if you wanted to hear it.
Sure, go ahead.
All right, give me the Cleveland Browns and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You think Tampa's going to have a repeat year?
Oh, yeah. All of their starters are coming back, bro.
True. I can get behind that. But
And then Cleveland Browns are obviously going to win the Super Bowl. And you already know that your boy Baker Mayfield's winning that Super Bowl MVP, baby.
let's see. I'll believe it when I see it, I guess. I can honestly see it between the Bills, Browns, and Chiefs. But the Chiefs, man, they got even better. Do you really think that the Browns can beat an even better Chiefs?
Yeah, because they're going to be facing an even better Browns.
Dang, that's bold. Welcome
Bro,
to Dan Harpozo.
the Browns' defense is scary this year.
It's very true. Yeah, I guess it's gone. I like that. All right, so now we can go back to you guys asking questions and we can answer them. Just the playoff thing was kind of something me and Brown Central really wanted to do. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like all our predictions honestly were kind of similar for the most part, and all that.
I
But
think we picked all of the division winners the same.
yeah, sorry if that was boring to you guys, but
Well,
I
except
gotta
for
try to do that.
NFC West, you picked the Seahawks, right?
Yeah,
I
who'd
picked
you
the
have?
Cardinals.
Yeah, and that's probably going to be it's either Rams or Cardinals for that second spot, but I don't know. I'm just not 100% convinced in Arizona because I haven't really seen the bringing in the old legendary players and that working out. And also, I'm not a big fan of Cliff Kingsbury. I feel like he's holding down Kyler Murray, and so I don't know. I'm just gonna give Seattle the slight nod, but you guys can choose between Rams or Cardinals. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I was actually going to ask the chat, what are some videos you guys would like to see? I was kind of thinking about the other day, and I had like some of these videos planned out, but I kind of want to know what you guys want to see. You know, I had Doctor Detroit give me the idea for my latest video, so I want to know what kind of stuff are you guys wanting me to do, and what you guys think are interesting. So
Best kicker of all
yeah,
time, Matt Prater, baby.
well, that's maybe. I mean, isn't there? I know there's a couple like really good kickers from history.
I know. I'm just saying he had the longest one of all time,
Yeah, you
which
want
is
more
only
lives? One Pride
3
40.
more yards.
Yeah, I mean, I could do more lives if you guys want me to do more lives. I didn't really know you guys liked lives all that much yet. I had that. I had like I've had like one really good live. I know me and John Kapler and Rams House had a really good game, but not good game, but good video. But I don't know. That's like the only live that's really done all that well. I mean, I don't know. If you guys want to see more lives, I can totally do more lives. But yeah, I could see that. Uh, I don't know if just because they're speeches and all that, but I could see a lot more success than people are giving us for. T.J. Hawkinson was a top 5 tight end last year. The only battle between the number 4 spot for him, I think, is Mark Andrews. But I don't know. It's definitely a really good looking, I think, team in my opinion. But I don't know. I think the team's going to be slightly better than I think people are going to give us because Tyro Williams is good at everything. He's a good separator. He's good at contested catch player. He's a good deep threat player. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on this Brown Syndrome?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was actually talking to my mother.
Oh.
Um, what were we discussing?
So we were discussing this little comment here by John Kapler. He says, "Will our number one receivers, number 1 and 2, being speedsters, create more decoys for Hawkins, Swift, and St. Brown on crossing routes?" And I
I
think
think
so.
I think yes and no, honestly, because also being fast, you can also like get away from the defender. So you can also look at them. But yeah, I think for the most part, Hawkinson will be y'all's main target next year if y'all are smart.
Yeah. I also think I don't know. I just think also having a good line will totally help out the players you mentioned, John. Do you believe us taking Sewell was redemption for passing on Aaron Donald? I don't know. Those are kind of different situations. Donald wasn't the clear cut best player in the draft when he was in there, kind of like Sewell was. I mean, I guess not clear cut. Sewell wasn't the best clear cut player. He was the best clear cut non QB, other than maybe Jamar Chase. Aaron Donald was always kind of seen as like a boomer bust player because of his size at the time. But
He
I
was
believe
indeed
Sewell
a
is going to
boom.
be a fantastic player for us, which is hilarious. Can you believe people didn't like Aaron Donald? Looking back, like, oh my gosh, it's
It's
crazy.
crazy, bro.
But
Bro, can you imagine if
um,
the Browns got Aaron Donald? You know how crazy that would be?
that honestly would be pretty scary. Can you imagine having Aaron Donald and Miles Garrett on your D line?
That would not be fair at all.
No quarterback would ever be safe.
Nope. Don't care, even if it's the Browns O-line guarding, bro.
Yeah.
That man is a scary dude.
Yeah. Darren Fells will be a good red zone threat. Brent. Who's Brent? Is that
Did you
you?
know that
Oh,
Aaron Donald like that good coming out of college?
yeah, he wasn't this elite player. I mean,
He came out of college with only 29 sacks in 4 years, which isn't terrible. But he also came out of college with only 111 goals.
mm,
And that's
uh,
hilarious to me because in he has 244 solo tackles. He has 356 tackles in total and has 85 and a half sacks.
yeah. Oh, you're Brent. Oh, okay. I know. Okay, can I jump in 5? Yeah, you can join in whenever you want. It's
Who?
kind of like a fun thing if you want. You're Brent. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't know you were Brent. I kind of assumed you were Brent, but yeah, I guess John Kapler's about to join us, ladies and gents. I'll send him the Discord link real quick. Oh, I actually have a quick question for the viewers. How good do you guys think the Browns are going to be? I'm going to put his team on the spotlight by you viewers. How good do you guys think the Browns will be? Do. Let me just put this link in here. Do. Yeah, okay. Okay, One Pride 40 says they are an 11-win team. Do you agree, Brown Central?
I do not. I think they get honestly this is a tough situation here. Let me get you. Let me get you real quick. Let's go look at their schedule real quick. So obviously they play Kansas City right off the rip. Oh my goodness. They haven't won an opening game in what? 7 or 8 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Something crazy, bro. And honestly, I could see them winning 14 games. I really could. Will it happen? Probably not. It probably won't happen. But no, I see them at least winning 12 games. 12 games. Let's give them a loss to Kansas City on the first week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give them a loss to Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and if Aaron Rodgers is playing, give a loss to Green Bay. So that still
Yeah.
leaves 14 wins, and we'll say take a loss to Arizona too. So
Yeah.
that's your 5 losses, and if they beat Kansas City right off rip, that's 17-0 season. I don't care what any of y'all say.
Oh dear, man. All right. I guess. All right, I can get behind that. Browns are your AFC team. Oh dear, John, you've had a really rough last 20 years. Oh my. Browns and Lions as your NFC and AFC team. If Clowney and Garrett, if healthy, Clowney and Garrett will go to prison for murdering QBs. 100%. I don't know. I personally think the Browns are going to be really good. I think they're going to be Super Bowl contenders this next season with the Bills and Chiefs. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. But, yeah, I'm pretty. I don't know. I think you guys got a good quarterback at least. You at least got a Kirk Cousins at the least level quarterback in Baker. You got, in my opinion, probably the best running back duo in the NFL, arguably, in Nick Chubb
It
and Kareem Hunt.
definitely is. I can't even think of another one.
Exactly. Yeah. You got Odell Beckham, who now Baker knows he won't just force the ball to Odell, and you got Jarvis Landry, and you guys saw some potential from Harrison Bryant. You guys got yourself a good old line. It was ranked number 1. last season, even with injuries, and now they're going to be healthy, assumedly. And their defense got even better with the additions of John Johnson and Greg Newsome. I think those are going to be insane. Even getting JOK will improve their coverage for linebackers. You guys should be insane next year, and I'm kind of jealous. I just love this comment here. Unfortunately,
if we don't
I think the Browns will be good.
I'm going to be disappointed.
You think who's going to be disappointed?
I'll say I'm going to be really disappointed if we don't make it to the Super Bowl next year.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What about you guys? Who do you guys think will be the top of the line? Welcome, John Kapler. How are you doing,
What's
good
going on,
sir?
fellas? I am doing great. I am out of work. I am not sweating my butt off, but I'm ready to sweat my butt off for some Lions talk. Let's go.
Pog. Nice. So, John, what
What's
are
up?
your predictions for like what do you have as the win-loss record team?
For win-loss, well, as my comment states below, if healthy, Garrett and Clowney will go to prison for murdering quarterbacks. Hopefully not literally with helmets thrown this time or swung. My prediction, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm going to say 9 to 10 wins for the Browns. Like, they had a sneaky good season last year. They knocked off the Steelers, which shocked many people. A former friend of mine was blown away that they beat the Steelers in the playoffs. And you got to remember, last year the Steelers started off, hot. White hot. So hot that bonfire was blue. And then they dipped off. And that's what killed the Steelers. So, Browns, they're good. They're getting darn good. And I will say 9 to 10 wins.
Love it, man. What about you for the Lions? Where do you think the Lions are going to go to? I know it's kind of hard to predict because we got like everything new, but where do you think we're going to be?
I think we can be better than last year. I think we can get 6 to 7 wins. Now, if we can stay healthy, knock on wood here. If our defense can stay healthy, and I've been singing the praises of these guys forever, and everyone is like, cut. If they get injured, cut them. So I guess everyone can guess who I'm going to say. But if Deshaun Hand and Austin Bryant can stay healthy, oh my God, yes, they will be second stringers and rotationals. They won't start, but those two boys can help us win. Like putting those guys in when other guys are tired, those guys are wrecking balls. We can we can be 8 and 9 with a healthy defense. 8 and 9.
All right. I can get behind 7 and 8. I'm just happy you're not saying we're going to go 12 wins and then get mad at Campbell immediately.
No, it takes time. It takes time. There's still players that our coaching staff, I'm sure, wants to evaluate to whether to keep or get rid of from the old regime. Not to mention we have a possibility of 12 draft picks coming next year. Plus, let's say we do really poorly. Let's say we get the number 1 pick. Not going to happen, but number 1, number 2. Depending on who's there, we could trade back and we could get more. Now, we've been saying that the last 2 years. Let's trade back. Let's get more. But depending on what's there, we can have 12 draft picks. That will help. We're not going to go worst to first and win a Super Bowl this year. Not happening. I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy.
Okay, so One Pride said, I got told Goff is the second worst starting quarterback. And then, okay, obviously Drew Lock is the worst quarterback in the league.
I got told Goff.
100%.
By who? By who? A blind man in Iraq who watches Quidditch? The second worst quarterback. Oh, God. One Pride 40. I'm sorry.
No, he's better than Matthew Stafford, so that automatically makes him third.
I mean, depending on how the teams do, I mean, they could be neck and neck. You know, LA's line could blow and Stafford could get hurt, and he may be never given the chance.
Yeah.
Goff in a different system, depending on who we get, could be awesome. Like I said in my comment, you know, our main weapons honestly might go 1, 2, 3, just like this. Hockenson, St. Brown, and Swift for the receiving game. Just because, as I heard, I don't know whose video today, Goff isn't a big ball thrower. He's not trying to chuck the ball 60, 70 yards down the field every time. Can it happen time to time? Yes. But, you know, slant routes. He loves them. He had Cooper Kupp. That was Cooper Kupp's thing, you know, some slant routes, which he can copy with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
For sure. Yeah, I personally am just very excited for this NFL season. I think this is going to be good.
Oh, I'm ready. I can't wait. Like, I'm chomping at the bit. I'm already trying to see when college games starts. I want to see football that bad. I want to start scouting and looking at players.
Hey, you want to see some good players? Go watch OU.
Okay.
Don't
They're
watch
winning-
PSU.
They're winning the national championship this year. Let's believe
Really?
it.
Okay. Would you like to make a wager on that, my friend?
I would like to make a wager with you that they make it to the Natty game.
To the Natty game, OU.
Yeah.
Based on what? Just their quarterback? I mean, I don't really know the football team that well.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Okay, so
To
first
the
of all,
national championship game. Who are they knocking off to get to the national championship?
okay, first of all, let me stop you right there. The Alabama Crimson Tide, if you paid attention to any of their draft, they lost like 8 or 9 of their starters.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Den says a lot. He says never discount Nick Saban, and I don't at all. But listen, also listen though, Ohio State, they're not gonna be as good, especially with what are you laughing about?
Sorry, just a comment in the bottom here. Sorry.
No need to alarm anyone, but you guys got a homeless man on your screen. A homeless man on. Why? Because I got a beard. I'm homeless. I knew this Patricia-looking beard was gonna kill me in the end. Great. Now I'm Matt Patricia 2.0 homeless. Lovely. Great. Awesome.
Okay, so Oklahoma had the 3rd best D-line last year. They have everyone coming back on the D-line, including Jalen Redmond, which was a dude that opted out last year. And he was a starter the year before. It was very good.
Okay.
Their corners, they did lose 2 of their starting corners in Trey Brown and Trey Norwood. But they also have Woody Washington, who hasn't let a touchdown be thrown on him in 228 snaps.
Damn, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they also have DJ.
A safety or a corner?
He's a corner. And they also have DJ Graham, who's also very, very good. Let me see. He was a backup last year, so he didn't really get a lot of playing time. But he also he only played in 5 games last year. Got 20 tackles, an interception, and 5 pass deflects.
That's nice for the stat.
It is,
the stat book.
pretty
That's
good.
very nice.
And then they have their linebackers and stuff that are coming back. Nick Bonito, which is supposed to be the best edge this year. They have an all-star D lineman in Isaiah Thomas. Here, let me give you his stats. He did really well last year. He had 31 tackles, 8 sacks. Yeah. And then Nick Bonito, he's a linebacker. Let
I was gonna say I don't remember hearing him as an edge, but you said Benito's #1 edge guy gonna be coming out.
No, he's actually a linebacker. That was my mistake.
Okay.
He actually had
Okay.
32 tackles last year, 8.5 sacks as a linebacker, and 2
Nice.
pass deflections. And then they also have this really good guy that I really like. His name is Brian Asamoah, and he's also a linebacker. He had 66 tackles last year, 2 sacks, an interception, and 4 pass deflections. He is impressive.
For sure. Moving on, do you believe we will be a free agent destination next year? I think so. I don't think we're going to be like, Tampa Bay in 2020 free agent destination, but I feel like we'll actually get guys this year. This year is kind of more of like a re-sign some of our good players and bring on some like low risk, high reward players. I think next year we can get like a good player or two. Players are actually going to want to come next year. What about you guys? What do you guys think about the Lions free agent destination possibilities in 2021 or
I feel like if
2022?
y'all show out this year,
You're kind of glitchy, John. At least for me.
yeah, he is for me too.
It won't be like a top spot, but it'll be mid-level people. Everyone likes what we're doing for office, and if we can make improvements.
Here, John, try unjoining and
But,
rejoining. You're like frozen but and glitchy, at least for me.
Okay.
So I was gonna say, I think that the Lions, if the coaches show that they know how to coach and they can get at least 6 or 7 wins this year instead of the terrible year that y'all had last year with Matt Patricia, I feel like there will be a lot more interest in free agents wanting to come sign with y'all.
Oh yeah. Welcome to the Den, Dr. Detroit. Glad to have you here, bro. Yeah. Okay, here he is. Homeless guy's back. Here he is. There you
Homeless guys, right? Yeah, I must have been, going under my homeless bridge that I live under. That's why I was breaking up.
go. Yes, indeed.
Homeless guy, I love it. Damn beard. But no, I think players will want to come here. Like maybe not the top people, but people I would hope would want to be part of turning this around. If the Lions turn this around, who wouldn't want to be a part of history and say, I was part of turning the Detroit Lions around from absolute garbage to a Super Bowl, to playoff ones. So.
Okay, Rams House, that was a little bit excessive.
Man's just straight up calling out the Eagles and the Lions. And free agents would like to go after. In free agents, would you like? Oh, what free agents do you want to go after? I know Devontae Adams is a free agent next year. That could be pretty cool. I don't know who's the free agents. Does anyone know who's like the big time free agents in next year?
Not off the top of my head. Once I get home, not underneath the bridge, back home, I can look it up. And Adams is the only person I know that I can think of. There's some wide receivers that are going to be available on your contracts here or there. Antonio Brown might be available next year. I think he's on a 1-year deal again.
Oh gosh, Brown. I don't know if I want Brown.
Right.
You don't want the woman beater.
Right. I'm not saying I want him. I'm just saying he's available next year, I believe.
Is Jesse Bates really available? I would love Jesse Bates. That's a fantastic safety.
I think Luke was talking about him being available. I believe so. Yeah, the safety from the Bengals, right?
Bro, Jesse Bates was like my draft darling when he was in from Wake Forest. I believe that's where he was from. Oh my gosh.
He's damn good. And I know this is stupid to bring it up, but I'll bring it up anyways. In Madden, like last year, like his cards kept going up and up and up. He is a popularity favorite. That dude's good.
He's gonna kill it. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I think he was ranked as like a top 5 safety last year. I think PFF even had him as number 1. But we all know PFF and their grades are a bit opinionated, much like me with
Don't
my
even
Jets.
get me.
Apparently.
Don't even get me
So-
started. A guy can have 5 less tackles and 1 less sack, and he goes from like
Hey.
an 87 to a 62 because he had 5 less tackles and 1 less sack, and he's a defensive tackle.
You know who
So-
else will be a free agent in 2022?
Who?
TJ Watt.
Oh, that'd be
Chris
money.
but we can't-
Godwin will
we
be.
can't
Allen
afford him because we
Robinson.
gave Trey Flowers $90 million.
Fred
We
Warner.
can get rid of
Jamal
him
Adams,
next year.
Will
We can
Fuller.
get rid of Trey next year.
Hey, y'all can't have Chubb though. He will be a free agent next year, but y'all cannot have him.
Oh, you'll probably franchise tag him before you let him go.
Yeah. Wyatt Teller will be. Stephon Gilmore. Brandon Scherf. Taylor Moden. Orlando Brown. Darius Leonard. Braden Smith. Jonathan Allen. Darius Williams. Marcus Williams.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews will be.
I'm home. Since I'm homeless and all, my homeless beard.
Oh,
Dallas Goedert. Juju Smith-Schuster. Evan
Oh.
Ingram.
Ooh.
Rams
Ingram.
House just gave me a free agent list. Here,
Akeem
I'll try
Hicks.
putting it on screen real quick.
Bob
See if I can work
Gronkowski.
my
Robbie
magic.
Anderson.
Sure.
Marcus Mariota.
If it works,
You know,
cool.
if golf
If not,
doesn't work out,
it's not.
Marcus Mariota might be the wave.
I would love some Marcus Mariota.
dear. Why is this repeating? What have I done?
Whoa. What did you?
Go to your free agent list. No, put it back
Wormhole.
up and go to your free agent list.
It like repeated like my little screen.
I
Like
know. Go back
1,000
up.
times.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay. Boom. Share screen. Boom. Boom. Should move over here. Okay.
Is that going to bring up a list? Ooh, we have a list of players, guys.
Okay, there we go. So we got TJ Watt. This is kind of like the big names, but I bet you he has like the rest of the list here. TJ Watt's available next year. Monte Adams is. Chris Godwin. Allen Robinson. He cost me pain yesterday. Jesse
Thank you.
Bates. Fred Warner. Jamal Adams. Will Fuller. Nick Chubb. And Taron Armstead. Dang, he's 31?
Who's 31?
Taron Armstead.
Really?
I thought he was
Wow.
younger. Wow.
Teron Armstead. Where has he been? Well, like, where did he
He's-
get drafted?
He's with New Orleans. It says it right here.
Okay, and he's always been with New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think he has been at least. I'm
Wow.
not a huge Saints fan. There's a lot of good players. Stephon Gilmore. Oh, he's going to be super old. Wyatt Teller.
Gilmore's going to
Hey,
be, what,
This
32?
could be our big V replacement, guys.
Oh, God. Who? I can't see it.
Wyatt Teller. That could be a great
Wyatt.
player who can replace him. Here, I'll try. Do I need to like move in my screen a bit if it would let me? Oh dear. Oh, okay. That
Oh,
didn't
Lord.
work out at all.
Well, for now,
Yeah.
I'm on my phone, so I get the laptop hooked up, so not a big deal. No, your screen's plenty big enough. It's just I'm on the
Oh,
cell
okay.
phone. You're
Oh,
good.
okay.
You're good.
So we got Wyatt Teller at guard. He's from Cleveland, so we'll be stealing him from you, Brown Central.
Nope, not allowed.
Darius Leonard.
Yeah.
He's not a potential option. That could help our linebacker. There's a
Hey,
lot of good free agents this year. Holy
I'm gonna
crap.
have to stop you right there. It's been fun. I'm gonna have to actually head off the show now.
Okay.
But
Okay.
thanks for having
Good talking with you.
me. It was good talking to you too. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all next time.
All
For
right. See
sure.
you, Brown Central.
Take care, man.
You too.
Yeah, there's a couple good players. DJ Chark is available.
Now, here's my question for you.
Sure.
Finishing out what we need for next year, what free agent would you go after? Like, what do you want to be young and what do you want to be veteran?
What would I take as a veteran?
Yeah, like what would you say would help us more? You know, a rookie safety or a veteran safety? You know, veteran linebacker or a rookie linebacker? If you had to, you know, you got two different positions and one has to be a rookie, one has to be a vet. Where would you go? Just based on what we
if it's
have.
like Jesse Bates level veteran, I'm going Jesse Bates level veteran almost every time, unless I know I'm getting like a guaranteed like good safety, I guess.
Okay, I'm
But
with you on that.
if it's
I
like a
like
Deron
Bates.
Harmon, I'm going rookie safety most times.
Okay.
But it's situational. But like I'd probably take Bates is like top 3, but I would just
Yeah, Bates
go
over Harmon
yeah
all day.
every time. But like it's like I said, we don't always gotta see. Like for example, I was really surprised we didn't get a safety in the draft or free agency at all. We just decided to stick with Walker and Harris, and I
Well,
guess we
I
did
mean,
kind of well.
Walker was pretty darn good, so I think they want to see what they have in him. And where did Harmon come out of? Wasn't Harmon the big hitter? Or not Harmon, I'm sorry,
Will Harris.
Walker and yeah, Harris. Wasn't Harris the big hitter coming out of college?
Yeah, he was like a Quandre Diggs but bigger supposedly.
Yeah, and I think that's why they drafted him. So, I mean, with a defensive coordinator who maybe knows what the heck he's doing, because he was the safety that got put out of place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they can put him back where he belongs, and he can be the big time hitter.
Oh yeah, for sure. By the way, I actually noticed the other day. I know this is off topic, but your channel's kind of grown up a bit. I mean,
A
you
little
could have
bit
got
here,
100
there.
subs.
I'm about 10 away from 100. I was like, all right, cool, sweet. So
if any of y'all aren't like sub to John yet, give this man a sub.
thank you.
He's close.
Today was nuts at work, and I'm glad I don't have my ringer on. I kept getting notification after notification. I thought YouTube or my phone was broken. Micro Mike, shout out to you, man, if you're watching. Went back on every video of his up until like a year ago. Hearted every comment I have like almost ever gave him. Like for 5.5 hours, just notification. I'm like, is my phone broken? So shout out to Micro Mike. Thank you. He had to have hearted like a good 50 to 70 things that I had liked. So shout out to him.
For sure. Yeah. I personally have never been like I didn't know about Micro Mike till this year, so I haven't watched all that much. He's the guy that's always wearing a Lions jersey, right?
Yeah, Mike wears a Lions jersey a majority of the time. I actually started out when I started looking, and I don't know if you know him, but Man Beast Morris. I haven't seen him a lot. You know, it is the off season, but I can't remember if I looked up Lions rant, but he was the first person that I saw, and Man Beast Morris went, I mean, absolutely nuts, screaming. I was like, I like this guy. He's passionate. I'm like, I wonder who else does it. And then I found Dosa Dion and Luke G. And I mean, everybody under the sun that I gave that shout out to, plus other people that I'm missing. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just,
yeah,
I
thank you.
appreciate that, Jim. But yeah, you're welcome. One Pride 40 says Will Hernandez. Oh, I actually know Rams House is actually pretty high in Will Hernandez, I think.
When coming out, he was just nasty. I remember that training camp. He got into a fight his rookie year with someone. I'm like, this dude has got energy. I want him. As of late, I haven't really looked up on it, but I haven't heard too many good things on him. I heard Mike Valeni on 97.1. I don't know if you have heard of it through the Detroit Lions, whatever. Not really the greatest connection with the Lions. But he was talking about how Will Hernandez kind of dropped off a little bit. Mike Valeni is a big Giants fan, loves to bash our Lions, but he was saying Will Hernandez has kind of dipped off a little.
Mm-hmm. He had a pretty good 2019 where he had over 1,000 snaps, only 2 sacks allowed.
Yeah,
but he
over
kind of
1,000 snaps, really.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
According to PFF, although his PFF grade was really low, he had a 58.4. Granted, I don't understand PFF grades, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can, like I said, being 87 1 year at a defensive tackle, have 5 sacks and 65 tackles, have one less sack and 5 less tackles, and you drop off into the 60s.
Mhm.
It just
I wonder if he allowed like a lot of pressures or something. That'd be my guess.
it could have been, yeah. And then just
I know he's
time
a good run
played.
blocker, isn't he? That was like his thing back at college.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it has to be pressures.
Yeah, because when we got Logan Stenberg, I was like, oh, dude, this is Will Hernandez 2.0, only bigger. Because from what I remember, Hernandez was a little bit smaller. I want to say Hernandez is like, what, 6'2"?
He's
6'3"?
6'2", 327.
Yeah, 6'2", exactly, to where Logan Stenberg 6'6".
Yeah. Yeah. Logan Stenberg is 6'6", 322. Hernandez is 6'2", 327. I really want to see Stenberg, man. I love that guy's college tape.
Dude, I am telling you, yes, I know he's a little stiff, but put him in the run game. He puts people out of not only out of play, but out of the field, just like in that football movie where he just drives the dude into the stands and takes out the garbage. He does the same thing. He goes until after the whistle's gone. He is trying to hurt somebody, but in a good way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and hurt somebody, but in a good. I don't know why that sentence just makes me laugh. Yeah, I totally agree there, and in my opinion, I actually think he's going to start rising. Hank, our O-line coach is an amazing O-line coach. I mean,
Hank
Taylor
Braley's amazing. I mean, I need to look at his if there's any highlights of him, but he was a player, and from what I hear, he was a pretty damn good O-lineman. So.
Oh yeah. Well, and also just a good example of that is, I mean, Taylor Decker exploded last year. I mean, he was never per se bad, but I remember a lot of fans were kind of like, Decker isn't that good. Tyrell Crosby. And
oh my God. What was it? His second year, he didn't do quite as good, and everyone was like, get rid of him, he's crap.
Yeah.
Decker's allowed, what, 3 sacks in his career? And I think he had 2.
He's allowed more than that. It's just last year he only allowed 3 sacks. I think you're probably getting that from Luke G's little post that accidentally had it worded wrong.
Okay.
But he allowed 2 in 2020, 6 in 2019, 3 in 2018, and if this would load for me, 2 in 2017.
That's not bad. Okay.
Yeah, and then
I think that was the year because he was hurt. Everyone just was like, "Oh, he's hurt. He's going to be hot trash. Get rid of him." I mean, just like Stafford. Like as soon as he got hurt, everyone was like, "I want anybody but him."
Yeah.
And he's a top 15 tackle.
For sure. Well, now look at Frank Ragnow. Frank Ragnow, he actually had a pretty bad rookie season. He led in interior lineman for rookies. He led in pressures. But now he's he's arguably like a top 3 center, maybe the best. Him and Rodney Hudson are definitely up there.
Definitely top 3. I mean, he's back and forth between him for 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But I would take Will Hernandez.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind him. He was someone I actually really liked during the draft. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't done that good for New York. Huh.
I mean, I don't know their line, but other than him, I mean, who do they have?
Very sure. I think they have like Matt Peart, and that's it. So that's the reason I'm worried about the Giants. I feel like the Giants pulled off the Rams and got weapons for Daniel Jones, but not in the line.
Yeah, like I mean, Ebron booked it over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they do have some weapons. I mean,
I totally forgot about the Giants when I made my NFC East prediction.
Like their offensive weapons. I mean, good grief! I mean, they're the opposite of us on the offense. We have an offensive line, running back, and quarterback to where they don't really have that great a quarterback in the O-line. But their running back, their wide receivers, even the tight end, like they got weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and what I really wanted to bring up, and maybe I'll do it on my own video, but I'll put it out here because maybe there's more people watching. That just goes to prove, even with weapons, you have to have a complete team. You can have all the weapons in the world, and you can still end up being the New York Giants kind of team.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, yeah, because like I've been looking at the Giants. I'm looking at their roster right now. They actually have a pretty scary roster. Like, holy crap, they have a lot of like they have some really good players, but their own line is really the only spot that I'm like, oof, that's not so great.
You know, I mean, it doesn't help when you have a quarterback who is completely open in trips on air. Runs for 40, like, I mean, dude was going to make a 60-yard run and tripped over a mouse fart. Like, there
Yep.
was nothing in his way.
He's had some really good plays, though. I actually think
Yeah.
Daniel will improve somewhat. We'll see what happens with him. At the end of the day, he's looking better than Dwayne Haskins, so I think the Giants at least look slightly better for that. But
Well, I mean, look at Ryan Tannehill. Everyone said Ryan Tannehill sucked. Went from Miami over to Tennessee, and boom, now he's a really good football player.
did you know he had 40 total touchdowns last year? 40.
Tannehill.
Yeah. He had
Wow.
33 passing touchdowns and 7 rushing touchdowns. That's insane.
Yeah, I can believe the 7 because I remember, I think about 3 of them being on like highlights, and it was like there was a couple of them that were red zone.
Mhm.
There might have been
forget
one that was
Ryan Tannehill.
outside of the red zone, but yeah. And you wouldn't think Ryan Tannehill, when you think of athletic quarterbacks, you wouldn't think of him. Like you think,
Mhm.
Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. I would not
He's
think
a former
Ryan
receiver.
Tannehill. I did not know that.
Yeah, he used to play receiver at A&M, I think. Let me look it up. I know he was a former receiver, but might have been high
No
school.
doubt.
But, like, he's fantastic, man. Like, I got to be honest with you. I actually wanted Tannehill a while back when the Dolphins wanted to trade him, and I wanted to put. You know when Stafford had that down year in the first year, Patricia year.
Oh yeah. When it's the first game, we got mollywopped by Sam Darnold and the Jets. Oh.
Yeah, and just Stafford himself had like a. Well, it's because they tried to make him like a weird,
didn't
like
he have
Brady,
like three interceptions in that game?
Yeah, it was not a good game for Stafford because they said they could tell the plays that the Lions had.
Yeah, yep, I remember that. Them saying like, we know exactly what they're calling. It was like, all right, well, who told them that?
Yeah. Yeah, like, oh man, dude, like he's so underrated. The fact that he's just doing that good over there is just crazy. I mean, he really only had like AJ Brown, and when he came in, and like now he's fantastic. Now, granted, he does have Henry, but how good was Marcus Mariota when he had Henry?
I mean, he's not on the team anymore. They
So that's
traded.
kind of the whole
I mean,
point.
they traded, or did they trade or they pick up for Tannehill? I forget.
They traded for Tannehill. I think it was like
Okay.
a 5th, 6th, or something for him.
Well, there you go. They traded a 5th-round pick for him and got rid of their. God, what was he? A 2nd overall pick?
Mm-hmm.
3rd overall pick? I can't remember.
He was their 2nd overall. He was like straight after Jameis.
Okay. Yep, that's right. Yep. So, I mean, there you go, and hopefully Goff can do the same thing as Tannehill did. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna end the stream in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna look at this Tyquan Lewis guy that one Pride just mentioned. I don't know who that is. And then,
Not sure either.
Yeah. X last year, so he was 8. He hasn't really done all much, but he's shown some potential. But yeah, so I guess everyone kind of go to John. Let's get him to that 100. I would really want to get him there.
That'd be what's up. Thank you, good sir.
Yeah, and all that, and yeah, I think I've learned one important lesson from this stream.
What's up?
Don't ever give the vote of confidence to the New York Jets. I got railed by one. So
I heard that in the beginning. I was out there grinding parts, and it was just like New York Jet talk. I was just like, oh boy. I'm like, well, if I go, because I was just like, I can. You guys had just asked if I could come in the stream, and I'm like, yeah, I get out of work there. I'm like, but I know nothing about the Jets other than they, had the 2nd pick overall and got the quarterback, and they have our former linebacker and Mekhi Becton. That's like about the only thing I know. So, when it comes to the Jets.
Yeah. But, yep, so I guess I won't ever talk about the Jets ever again. I guess I'll just have to hope that they can prove me right or something, I guess.
It is what it is. I mean,
well, half of what
everyone hates, everyone loves,
Well, it's also just part of the
And Philadelphia
Part of
Eagle
A
fans.
being there.
I mean, Philadelphia fans can throw out some hate. I was just going across the video. I was trying to look up the Eagles versus the Lions game for prediction, and there is a YouTuber out there. I think his YouTube channel is like all numbers. But, I mean, the language he was using to describe the Lions, I'm just like, good God, man. Like, I swear like a pirate. And I was offended. Like, he was going hard on the Lions. So, I mean, it just, each fan base, has their own, certain couple fans that just will absolute dog crap on you and defend their team till no other. So,
So there's one more player that got mentioned by One Pride 40, Jaron Reed. And holy crap, this guy gets sacks. In 2018, he had 10.5 of them.
Wow, what position is Jaron Reed? A linebacker?
Defensive tackle.
Oh, I was gonna say defensive tackle, but I was like, 10 sounds too much for a defensive tackle. 10.
Yeah, and
How
he had
old is he?
6.5 last year. Wow, that's impressive.
Jaron Reed, how long's he been in the league?
Since 2016.
Okay, so he's a vet. Wow, and he's coming up to be a free agent. Nice.
I honestly wouldn't mind that. I mean, I feel like he would be an upgrade over John Penasini. I mean, Penasini's good, but he doesn't really get pass rush like Reed does, and Reed's still pretty good in the run stuffing department.
It just depends on what he wants. I mean, we have a lot of defensive tackles. We've got Brocker for 2 years, so I mean, maybe he comes in next year, and but I mean that would also take up snaps away from who we just drafted and stuff. So I don't know. What is his measurables, height and weight?
He is 6'3", 306 pounds. Doesn't
306.
show it on my
Okay, so he can be a tweener like Brocker. So he's not like a massive nose tackle.
He might be someone who could like one day maybe like compete with Brockers, because Brockers is 30.
Right. That's why I say maybe take over for that veteran. Maybe, just depends. I mean, it depends on what Levi Onwuzurike, for everyone who has problems with that, say it with me, Levi Onwuzurike and Aleem McNeil do. Because I mean, if they break out, there's your tackles. So, but I wouldn't mind it. Just depends on what he wants and what our coaching staff thinks where we're going. Because I would hope and I would think next year our main priorities, because free agent happens before the draft, would be safety, linebacker, and wide receiver. And I would say in that order.
I love this nickname by One Pride 40 for Sean Robinson, a Slob Robinson.
Old man Robinson. Like, oh my Lord. He's with the Packers, I think, now.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, oh, and he wasn't, I'm sorry. People said he was good. He was only good when Snacks came here that last end of the year, and he's a player who needs someone next to him. Kind of maybe like Brockers needed, Aaron Donald next to him. Robinson wasn't great until Snacks got here. So
he had that pick 6 though, so that was pretty cool.
That was what was that, like a 12-yard return? That was, God, that just reminded me of the fridge. Like straight up.
Oh yeah. All right. I think I'm gonna end it now. Thanks for coming, guys. Remember, go to John and all that, and also maybe in the live put out videos that you guys would like me to do. I'm trying to do what you guys want, not just what I want, because I'd prefer to have some good stuff going. So what would you suggest, John? By the way, before this live goes, what should I do?
I mean, do stuff that you like. Like me, I try and do that stuff, and I'm more of off the top. When I try and script stuff, I'm horrible. So do stuff that you like. I mean, what do you like to talk about? Is there something in general?
Anything Lions.
Anything Lions. I'm the same way. I don't know. Do what ifs. What would have happened if this happened or that happened? Like if we would have drafted and gotten a free agent. What would have happened if we would have drafted DJ Metcalf and had Kenny Golladay? That was something I was going to do. Stuff like that. Like what ifs.
Not a bad idea. Might have to bring you on for one of those. That's actually not a bad idea.
I'm down for that. So that's my next idea, but I'll give that one to you. You know, go back and forth on them.
Mhm.
So
All
that's
right,
just off the top of my head. But you have a good night, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you for
too.
having me
Thank
on.
you, Josh, for coming.